Hey everyone, Teo here. Today I'm reviewing a product that is very different from other products that I usually review. So this is a dry and wet vacuum cleaner called the Dreame M12. This vacuum cleaner can mop and vacuum at the same time. First of all, a disclaimer, this is a review unit provided by the company and I do get to keep this product after the review. The official retail price is 799 Singapore dollars, so that's quite pricey in my opinion. But in this video, I will provide you with my findings so that you can decide whether or not this is worth the money. And one thing to note is there is actually an optional add-on called the Dreame M12 Plus Kit, which will give you 2 additional dry vacuum accessories. So that will push the cost up to $878. But if you don't need that, you can just get this standalone at $799. All the prices that I have mentioned may vary depending on whether there is any ongoing promotion. So to find the latest prices, just visit the various online stores that I have linked in the video description below. And there is a coupon code for you as well to get additional discounts. Let me give you the bottom line up front. This dry and wet vacuum cleaner can mop and vacuum quite effectively. And since this is doing 2 things at one time, you can save a good amount of time. The battery-powered design means you don't have to drag around any power cables. And when mopping, the unit uses just the right amount of water. So after the mopping session, the floor can dry very quickly and smudge-free. There are some downsides though, mostly limitations, because the main unit is quite bulky, so there are certain areas the unit cannot reach, such as underneath my TV console. The rolling mop is flush to the right edge of the floor cleaner, which is to say you will be able to clean up to the edge of the wall or the corners of the wall. However, there are certain areas in the room where you won't be able to clean up to the edge, and I'll talk more about that later. The battery life is rated for 35 minutes and that is sufficient for me to clean the 3-bedroom apartment that I have, and according to specifications it can cover up to 200 square meters. I have been using this vacuum cleaner for 3 weeks now and it does its job quite well. My wife is also satisfied with the product because it saves her so much time and it's so convenient to move around without the power cable. Now the Dreame M12 is actually one of several dry and wet vacuum cleaners from the company under the Dreame series of products. Shown on the screen right now is a comparison table with the various Dreame dry and wet vacuum cleaners. The main difference between all these models to me would be the suction power. So if the vacuum cleaner has more suction power, it will be able to clean more effectively. And out of the 5 models, the vacuum cleaners that are most powerful are the Dreame H12 Pro and the Dreame M12. The 2 main differences between H12 Pro and M12 are H12 Pro has dry air cleaning during the self-cleaning process for the roller, and the M12 has self-cleaning as well, but there is no hot air drying. The other difference is the M12 has the detachable dry vacuum, whereas the H12 Pro does not. The prices shown on the screen right now can vary significantly depending on whether there is any promotion. And based on what I have observed over the past few weeks, you can usually find the H12 Pro and the M12 at rather similar prices. And now let's take a look at the items included with the Dreame M12 Plus Kit. So that's the main unit, that's the charging base, and these are the vacuum accessories. Now there may be many parts, but setting up is actually quite straightforward. So that's the power adapter, the charger, and this is the holder for the extra filter. You can attach this holder to the charging base. There is another holder for the brush, which you can attach here to the side. And this is the extra filter that's included. You can place the cleaning brush here on the left side and the extra roller, the spare roller, on the right side. This is a 500 ml bottle of floor cleaning liquid. This is for the vacuum, and this is the dust container for the vacuum. You can set this up very easily. And you can place this here on the holder for the vacuum accessories. And this pipe is for the vacuum, and you can place it here. This is for the vacuum, and you can place it here. Let's look at the main unit. So I have already attached the handle to the main unit, and there are some buttons on the handle which I will talk more about later when I talk about the operations. Moving down, we can see the vacuum with its own handle. So this is detachable, and you can detach it very easily by pressing this button here. And you can connect this or attach this to the dust container to use this as a vacuum. And to put this back, just push it back. And down here we have the used water tank with water capacity up to 700 ml, and at the back is the clean water tank with water capacity up to 900 ml. You will be able to see the water inside, so you can see how dirty the water is and also how much clean water is left inside the clean water tank behind. And here at the bottom we have the roller. You can remove this cover very easily by just pushing these two in and pulling this up, and this is the roller. The roller has self-cleaning functionality, so you can use self-cleaning after each cleaning or mopping session. And to remove the roller, just press this button here, and you can remove this to clean this more thoroughly or dry it elsewhere. And to put this back, just push this part here until you hear the clicking sound, and put this cover back here. Let's look at the back. There is a button for voice prompt settings which you can use to adjust the volume for the audio feedback, and also use this for voice commands. This is the latch for the clean water tank. You can push down here to pull out the clean water tank. And you can fill the water tank by opening this up. There is a level here at the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see it. That's the minimum amount of water that's needed for self-cleaning. And to put this back, just slide it in and push it back. And at the bottom you can see two little wheels with rubber for grip on the floor. One main selling point of the Dreame M12 is you can use this as a dry vacuum, and to set up it's really easy. Just press that button and attach the dust container to the vacuum unit, and next attach the nozzle to the vacuum unit. So the setup for this is really straightforward. You don't even need to read the manual to set this up. The design for this wet and dry vacuum cleaner, which I call the vacuum mop, looks pretty good. The design actually looks pretty slick, and the build quality seems to be quite solid. This is 5 kg, so this is definitely quite heavy, but the thing is this can stand up on its own, so when you're using this to vacuum and to mop the floor, you are not going to be carrying it. And now let me place the vacuum cleaner on the charging base. A full charge will take 5 hours, so this will take some time to charge. So make sure it's fully charged before you use it. The runtime is up to 35 minutes. So you can see I have the vacuum cleaner and the accessory stand placed here by the side of the wall. This is very neat. And now I need to connect this to power. I forgot to show you this earlier. This is the vacuum filter. This can be cleaned and this can be replaced as well, just like the water filter. And this is where the water filter will go on top of the used water tank. It takes around 5 hours to get a full charge, so the charging speed is actually quite slow, but that's not an issue unless you mop several times a day at home. So that's the LED display on top showing the battery life. To prepare for the cleaning session, you have to pour 1 cup of floor cleaning liquid into the water container and add 900 ml of water.
Based on my calculations, the cost of the cleaning liquid per cleaning session is about 50 to 60 Singapore cents. After you install the clean water tank and power on the vacuum cleaner, you will see the LED display light up to show you the different cleaning modes. Auto mode is the mode to choose. The other modes are for self-cleaning and for dry cleaning. The rolling mop is flush to the right side of the floor cleaner. So in this case, you can clean up to the edge of the wall. Thankfully, the drawers for these cabinets are high enough so the floor cleaner can actually go beneath them. Even though the unit is 5 kg, which is quite heavy, you can still move it around easily because there are rollers on the unit. So what you're actually doing is pushing the unit around. This vacuum cleaner is very straightforward to use. You just fill the water, the floor cleaning liquid, press the power button, and you start. The noise level is as loud as typical vacuum cleaners.
So this area here, you can see there are so many smudges. We will see whether the vacuum can do a good job at removing these smudges. Sometimes you may have to go over the smudges several times. And this looks pretty clean to me. So the smudges that were here earlier are no longer here.
This vacuum cleaner can only be used on hard surfaces, so do not use this on carpets. One thing I really like about this vacuum cleaner is it uses just the right amount of water. So after the mopping session, the water can dry up really quickly. The drying time is as fast as 1 to 2 minutes. I really appreciate the fast drying time because I don't like slippery floors. Here's a look at the skirting in my apartment, which is damaged due to excessive water going into the skirting. So nowadays, property developers like to cut corners and save costs and give you lousy products, and this is one of them. So with the Dreame M12, you don't have to worry about excessive water going inside these thick wood skirtings. Notice the small area on the right side of my table where the curtains are. The unit will be able to mop this area, but as you can see, this area between the metal frame on the left side and the computer is too small for the unit to reach. There isn't much space beneath my TV console table, so the vacuum cleaner will not be able to go beneath it as well. You can only go halfway in. If you have the M12 Plus Kit, at least you can use the dry vacuum extension to vacuum the area underneath the TV console. The vacuum cleaner will automatically go into high suction mode when necessary, and you can see that with the red ring on the display. So it's red here because there is a lot of dust under my daughter's bed. Earlier I said the mopping roller is flush to the right edge of the floor cleaner, and at the other edge is the black part that's holding the roller or turning the roller. So to clean to the edge of the wall, you have to make sure the roller is on the side where it's closest to the edge of the wall. So in this case, if my wife wants to clean the edge where the windows are, she will have to turn 180 degrees so that the roller is on that side nearer to the windows. This vacuum cleaner can stand on its own, so if you have a phone call you need to take, you can just leave it standing. And the vacuum cleaner will power itself off after a few seconds of inactivity. And now let's see how effective the vacuum cleaner is at cleaning up different types of mess. So here I have some pieces of cheese on the floor. These are solid pieces and they are quite sticky. So the vacuum cleaner has no problems vacuuming and mopping the area. So the floor is clean. Next we have some breadcrumbs. We have big crumbs and small crumbs. So the roller will just roll all those little crumbs, even the big crumbs, any hair, any dirt into the vacuum cleaner. Now this is my first time using a dry and wet vacuum cleaner, and I have no expectations, so this performance to me look really good. The floor is really clean. Next we have liquid mess. This is actually Milo drink. So you can see the liquid go under the roller and there is no splattering at all as the vacuum cleaner goes over the liquid. There are some stains which can be removed during the self-cleaning process later on. And lastly, there is some Milo powder, and this is not challenging for the vacuum cleaner at all. So once you go over the area, everything is cleaned up. The vacuum cleaner is not able to suck in big items such as the big chunks of biscuits you see on the floor right now. So for big items like this, just remove them with your hand first before you vacuum and mop. Self-cleaning has to be done before clearing out the used or waste water. So what's happening here is the roller is taking in clean water for self-cleaning. Self-cleaning is quite fast and you can check the progress on the LED display on top. This is how the used water container looks after this particular cleaning session. It's brown because of the brown drink earlier. So those are the breadcrumbs you saw earlier. Cleaning up is really easy. You just have to wash the water tank, the filter, and leave them to dry.
One last thing I want to say is after self-cleaning, you should detach the roller to dry it properly, because if it remains wet, it's going to smell after a while. Alright, to conclude, this is the first time I'm using a wet and dry vacuum cleaner. I didn't even know products like this existed before the company contacted me to ask if I'm interested to review this. So after using the Dreame M12 for 3 weeks, I must say that it works quite effectively. It can mop and vacuum, and that saves a lot of time because it's doing 2 things at one time, and it's convenient because this is battery powered, so you don't have to drag around any power cable. But the one feature that I really like is it uses just the right amount of water, so the floor dries really quickly after each mopping session. The main limitation, of course, is the main unit is quite bulky, so it's not able to go underneath certain furniture. So whether or not this is worth your money, well, you can decide based on the findings that I have presented. Anyway, there are many different vacuum cleaners from Dreame at different price points with different features. I'm sure you will be able to find one that you think provides good value for your money. And if you are interested to get this product, you can use the purchase links and the discount coupon code that I have for you in the video description below. And if you have any questions regarding the Dreame M12, let me know in the comment section. I hope this video is useful. See you guys in the next video. Bye!